Welcome to Football with Cheese. So, I almost never do videos based on coordinator hires, like, for example, the new offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers. But I just had to make this video because I'm such a big Mike McDaniel fan, and I think this is such a tremendous fit. If you did not know, Mike McDaniel, former Dolphin head coach, is now the offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers. He'll work with Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh, try to fix the offense because it underachieved this year, and we'll get into that. But first, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notification so you never miss one of my videos. So Mike McDaniel did a very good job with the Miami Dolphins. Every year he was there, the roster got worse and worse and worse. Yet he still won 7 games with that team. And what I like most about him is he adjusts to what personnel he has. Chris Grier was the GM and did a horrible job. If you look at the last 4 years, what team drafted the worst? It is the Miami Dolphins. So the fact that McDaniel even got 7 wins out of this team, I thought they were going to pick in the top 3 of the draft. So the fact that he did is amazing. And what I mean by he adjusted the personnel, he had an offense a few years ago designed around Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Tua. Getting the ball out quick, putting it in your playmakers' hands, which was Waddle and Hill. Then they drafted Devon Achane in 2023. Hey, Chris Grier, finally a good pick. His only good pick in the last 4 years. Yes, it's that bad. And McDaniel designed an offense around that, running the football despite a terrible offensive line. He's never had a good offensive line. But the offense was designed around Achane, which was smart. He was your best playmaker. Without Tyreek Hill, people are going to pay more attention to Waddle. And so let's design an offense around Achane. By the way, if Achane ever gets a great offensive line, look out. He's such a great running back. Underrated player. And Mike McDaniel has been a run game coordinator, offensive coordinator. He's coached lots of different positions. And the fit with the Chargers is incredible. Justin Herbert's going to be the best quarterback he ever had. Let's be honest. Tua sucks. And he actually made Tua look at least league average. So he's got a much better quarterback in Herbert. He's going to have a very deep receiving core. You have Quentin Johnson and Lad McConkey, and you drafted Trey Harris, Keandre Lambert-Smith, and Rondé Gadsden. What a great group. He's never had a group that deep in Miami. And you got a Marion Hampton. You got Kamani Vidal as the running backs. Okay, the one problem with the Chargers, why they lost first round of the playoffs, pretty amazing they even made the playoffs, but Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minter are such good coaches. Jim Harbaugh is the head coach, Jesse Minter is the defensive coordinator. But the offensive line was the worst in the NFL. It's one of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen in my life. I've been basically a draft analyst for about 20 years. Early on, it was just me and my buddies doing it for them, but I did become a journalist and now a content creator. So I've never seen an offensive line this bad. Yes, worse than the Houston Texans' offensive line last year. You got Zion Johnson, Bradley Bozeman, Mekhi Becton, Trey Pipkins. They're all horrible. Bradley Bozeman in that game against the Patriots was so bad. One of the worst performances I've ever seen from a center. But they're going to get Rashawn Slater back at left tackle. Very good left tackle. They're going to get Joe Alt back at right tackle. One of the best tandems in the NFL. And they just need to upgrade the interior. And no, Trevor Penning, Andre James, they're not the answer either. If they can upgrade that interior offensive line, this offense has a chance to be not just good, but special. And they have a ton of cap room too. I read somewhere between maybe 80 and 90 million. So they can go out and get a center, get a guard, and draft 1 or 2. This has a chance to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. And you add Mike McDaniel to that room. His style of coaching is, he's your coach, he's also your buddy. And he loves the word shit. He can say it positive, negative light. It's in every sentence. If you watch Hard Knocks in the 2024 season, he was so entertaining. I really hope that the Chargers are on Hard Knocks this coming season. We'll see. But that's a different personality type than Jim Harbaugh. It's good to have different types. You don't want every coach to have the same personality. You don't want everyone to be a yeller screamer. You don't want everyone to be a motivator. You want some guys that have more laid back, your buddy, some to be more disciplinarian. You need a diverse style of coaching on your staff, in my opinion. So with the personnel and the personality, it's just such a good fit. Those players on offense, Marion Hampton and Lad McConkey, Justin Herbert, Quentin Johnson have to be ecstatic that they got Mike McDaniel. And even though he was fired by the Dolphins, and they did him a favor, because that roster's terrible. Good luck, Jeff Hafley. I really think he's a good coach, but that's going to be tough to win there. But Mike McDaniel got 4 head coaching interviews. And the rumor is the Lions really want him to be their offensive coordinator. The Eagles really wanted him. And he chose the Chargers. And the reason I think he chose the Chargers is this offense, like I said, underachieved. They scored 3 points in a playoff game, mainly because of the offensive line. Stop blaming Justin Herbert. He's a great quarterback. It's not his fault they're losing these playoff games. Yes, last year against Houston was terrible. He played bad. But it was not his fault. They lost to the Patriots. The offensive line was the problem. So you have a great quarterback, have a ton of good skill position players. This offense should improve dramatically. You do have to fix the interior offensive line. Big weakness. But I think they will. With the cap room and in the draft, I think they will address it. So it will make McDaniel look good. A lot of coordinators don't necessarily want to go to an already good offense. I think that's why the Lions had trouble getting a good offensive coordinator. They hired Drew Petzing, who was the Cardinals offensive coordinator. The difference between McDaniel and Petzing as a coordinator, oh my God. Big win for the Chargers. Chargers fans, you should be ecstatic. This team has a chance to go from, barely making the playoffs, one and done, 2 straight years, to being a contender, being one of the best teams in the AFC. If they improve the offensive line, because they just got an outstanding offensive coordinator. So let me know in the comments. Chargers fans, are you ecstatic about this? Do you think this is a good fit? If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow football with cheese. We do the Lights Out podcast every Tuesday night, me and Mike, at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, where we talk baseball, college football, and of course NFL. Me and Mike are both big fans of Mike McDaniel. We're going to talk about this briefly on Sunday. Maybe a few of the coaching situations, but mainly we're going to preview the games. We're going to start at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. We'll spend about 30 minutes on each game, break it down, best matchups, we'll do a prediction. But we'll probably briefly touch on the coaching situation. I do want to get his take on Mike McDaniel, so link for that is in the description. Check this video out if you have not, and I'll see you in the next one.